everybody. Welcome to the Pissed Rhino Show. Today, we're going to be talking about this little guy. This is the latest Trx4M build that I've just completed. And as of right now, it might be my last Trx4M I do. So, let's go through it. First of all, I'd like to thank my sponsors. We've got Hitec chargers, beautiful chargers. I've got NSDRC servos. We've got Injora. We've got Radiolink. We got SBI prints. We have Hyperflow fans. And we also have Trill and Vidavon. Trill and I are teaming up to do a SCX24. I've never done an SCX24, so this will be a first. And so I think that's gonna be my next build. I mean, I've got this H10 from Vanquish. Like I said, I think I talked about it last time, is that everybody's modding the shit out of them. And I like to, add something to the conversation. That's why I build things like this, because it's different. Not a lot of people have made anything like this. So that's why I like doing these builds. I want it to be something different. Include some things other people might want to do themselves. And help in any way I can. And I don't think I can on the H10. I think it's just already been modded to hell. I'm sure I could come up with some stuff to make mine stand out, but as of right now, I don't know. I kind of don't want to be honest. So I don't know. So the next build's either going to be the H10 or my team up with Trill to make a badass SCX24. Now those have been modded all over the place too, but I think I can do something, do it a little different, give it a little Pissed Rhino touch. And other shit. I do want to say to Rhino Gaming, they have no affiliation with Pissed Rhino, but they did win the JRX2 Mini, and they are not responding. I've messaged him through YouTube, because that's the only contact I have for him. So if any of you guys know who Rhino Gaming is, please let them know they need to contact me so that they can get their prize. So yeah. Just sitting here waiting to go. It's all wrapped up, zip tied in the case like it came brand new, ready to go. So, anyway, if you know him, tell him. Another thing I'd like to address is, I don't know if you heard just a second ago, my voice kind of slurred, a little bit of slurred speech. Earlier this week, I got a case of the Bell's palsy. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. I didn't really know what it was, but basically half of your face stops working. So the left side of my mouth is just fine, but the right side of my mouth just doesn't want to function. Same thing with my muscles in my face, for when I smile, only the left side of my face smiles, the right side doesn't. It's a virus. Getting some different medicines and steroids and all that good crap. So hopefully it will resolve itself soon. But I just want to let everybody know, so you didn't think I was a drunk getting on here and talking shit. Everything that comes out of my mouth is from a sober person, even though you might not believe that that's true. Anyway, so that's that. That's enough of that. So let's get started with the tarantula build. I started out with a tarantula frame, as you can all see by the side view here. And what I did was I cut everything off the rear, got rid of everything. They even have a support brace that goes in there. I got rid of all that. And then here in the front, I cut off the front. So I shortened the entire chassis, I don't know, 3 inches, 2 inches, something like that. And what I did do, I put these braces in. I get a lot of questions on these standoffs. These are standoffs. You can get M2s and M2.5s that'll fit just fine on here through AliExpress. I go with M3s because they're bigger and stronger and cover more surface area. So these are M3s. You can get these off Amazon in a multitude of colors. All you got to do is drill out the plastic to a M3 to a 3mm, and they all fit right up. So I got these two braces in the back. This is a 65mm M3 65mm standoff, and these are all 30s. That's right, yeah, 30. And then I've got two more in the front that are the same as the back, that you can see support the front. Then the next obvious thing are these pieces here. These are from the flex blade kit. All 4 of them come in a flex blade kit plus 4 other things. What I do is they have a little notch standoff on the end. I cut those off so that this surface is completely flat. Completely flat. All 4 of them. That way they mount solid. See, these are not flex blades. They don't move. They stay right where I put them. Now what this allows me to do in the suspension is it allows me to set it to where the shock just closes all the way. Just before the servo hits. So if I want the servo to hit, all I got to do is unscrew this and turn it up a little bit, and I will lower the truck and bring this down to the servo. It's as low as it could get. So I'm only a couple millimeters away from the lowest it can get, because I don't want this banging into my servo all the time. So the shocks end exactly where I want them to due to this type of mount. I hope that makes sense. Same thing in the front. If you see here, I hope you can see, the shocks bottom out right when the frame goes as low as it can. And what's stopping the frame in the front is the servo hitting the hood. But you really don't want to go any lower. But anyway, so these allow me to adjust it. If I want it to go lower, I can just move these further back. And then if I want to raise it, I just move them forward. Hope that makes sense to everybody. You do see my steering linkages floating around. I'm waiting on my Trx4M specific horns from NSDRC. They should be here, I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. But I figured I'd go ahead and do the review since that's the only piece I'm waiting on. So now let's get down to the specifics of this vehicle. If you look at the bottom, I got the Oh Boy extended arm and flush mount transmission case plate. You get that on Etsy. I think it's like $14 for the little kit. You slam it in there and then it flush mounts the transmission plate and allows you to run the same size front and back. So what this does is I have these 4 links are the rears, and I take those exact 4 links from another kit and I put them in the front. So now I have extended my front to the same length as the rear, and that gives me a lot of length. And the drive shafts, I don't know if you noticed, but the drive shafts are the same. So this is a rear drive shaft, and I put a rear drive shaft in the front, so it all matches. And then the steering axles are the same front and rear. Basically everything, front, rear, tires, extensions, portals, axles, links, drive shafts, all that is the same. Shocks, all that's the same front and back. Servos, same thing. Forgive me. All right. So these wheels are Injora deep dish carbon fiber wheels. And what I've done is I have wrapped them in this wicked purple. I mean, it's just a wicked purple color. Of course, the body's wrapped all in the same thing. And I don't know if you notice this, but these screws, I've got titanium purple screws that match identical, almost identical. And then the braces match, and then the servos match. So everything's purple, black, and brass. Once you sit, she's all the way down. And you're talking less than 2 fingers. And my fingers are huge, so. Alright, Injora wheels. These are Injora Klingon tires. I've got Injora brass wheel spacers, extensions. And those extensions are connected to the Injora diamond axles with portals. So yeah, these are the first portals. First portals by Injora for the Trx4M. So if you look, you can see, I hate these extensions that come off. There we go. So yeah, a nice little portal. The trills are big beastie things. The Mias are even bigger than this, but these are probably the smallest portals you can get on the Trx4M, and it actually does what the portal is supposed to do. It gives you a few millimeters of ground clearance, plus gives you that difference in speed. It slows you down, gives you a good crawl speed. So that's the portals. I put the Red Cat links, steering links on here. These are for the Red Cat from Injora. I had to extend the bottom, so I got little spacers here. This is fine. The only thing is you got to change out the brass balls with balls for the Trx4M. So keep that in mind. That's how you do it. You got to change the balls to the Trx4M size, and they will fit. Obviously, I've done it many times. You just have to pop them in there, and then that's how you get the great look in the front here. Is this, that bar is sturdy. Very nice setup. You can also see with the wheel removed that I've got the brass bottom shocks, Injora 59s. You can see I got the nice titanium purple screw and then purple washers that match. You can also see the bottom screws go in way too far. I have shorter ones, and I'm going to have to put those in. For some reason, I didn't think about it when I was doing it and just put those in, but yeah, we'll get the shorter ones in there. I think you can see everything with that wheel being removed. So I'll let you stare at it. That way, if you come up with any questions, feel free to ask. One thing you'll notice is my links go up into the chassis. So I'm riding low, on the low. I don't know what the rears do. Yeah, the rears stop. They are up in the chassis too. Not as far as the front, but they do go up in there. Alright, so the drive shaft, that's Injora. What's going on here? Oh. This has got the Injora big transmission in it. Let's see if we can see it here. Get these wires down. So this is the tall one. This is the one that they sold to start selling their 340 motor or something like that. I have a Hitec cedar wrapped in purple, and you can tell it's a cedar. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but the cedar's back in there. So we got the cedar. We got, let me put this tire back on before I start losing. It also sounds like I'm getting a cold. This is really annoying. All right, so that's back on. Everything's sitting right. If you look inside here, we have, it's almost impossible to see, but my receiver, my Radiolink receiver is right in front of the transmission. And then I've got the Hitec Python Pro in the back. And the reason I put it in the back is for this switch. I can just stick my finger behind the back door here and switch it on and off, which is really hard to get that kind of setup with these electronics and stuff. So I was pretty happy with that. What haven't I gone through? Oh, yeah. So this plate that I mounted my electronics on is from Injora. It's like a double stack plate that you can put another plate in here and it goes right in the middle. Problem is, my battery goes right in the middle, so I couldn't use the upper part of the plate. But I am using the bottom because the battery, you know, slides right in there. I put the balance cord in there, and then I plugged this in, and it looks like the Joker's car with the green and the purple. But it is not a Joker's car. What else? The wrap is a Vivid Professional. It's got the air flow technology or whatever it's called. Basically, you put it on, it doesn't wrinkle, and air goes right through it. The problem is, every time I heat it up, it doesn't want to stick anymore. So I'm going to have to rewrap these panels because they don't look as good as they should. I got to get some activator or something to activate that the glue on the wrap. That's the only thing I need is a good activator. So this type wrap, this professional, has a inner skin which you peel off and then stick, and then you rub it down and rub it as hard as you can to get it set really good and in all the crevices and all the joints. And then you take off the outer layer, which is all scratched to shit because you rubbed all over it. You take that piece off and then it's like a brand new paint job. It's pretty wicked. So far the wheels set up good and the motor set up good. My only concern I have right now are the side panels and the hood. The hood's really not that bad, even though it should be. Also got the little light up here. Let's see if I can turn this puppy on. So how I mount my battery in here is kind of sketch. I got to figure it out more. I haven't really had a ton of time. I just finished it up today. So the plan is put my battery in this way. Put my balance plug inside. And then for right now, I'm just going around the back like this. Like this is a breather hose or something for the car. And there's that. So then,
welcome to Radiolink.
I turn on my Radiolink. dust it off a little. And then we turn on with the little switch in the back. We turn that on. So there's the light. Pretty cool. Now the shocks aren't, or the steering's not set up, so I can move the servos, but
4-wheel steering opposite direction. Four-wheel steering identical direction.
I gotta see up close. Oh, I can't see it, and I want to make sure it's moving. Well, I seem to have trying to see if I can get in and hit that switch without removing everything. I'll put a short video at the end of this showing that I fixed it. But I just got to reach in there and reset the receiver for some reason. Maybe something's backwards. But I ran this thing earlier, but I'm sure I took the plugs out multiple times. So anyway, I'll show you that later. I think that's about it for it, guys. It's a cool little ride. Millimeter wise, if you're going from center to center, it's about 202 millimeters. So that's stretched pretty good. 202 millimeters. Inches, 10 inches long. So 202 millimeters. Oh. So the stretch is real. In the comments below, if you have any questions or comments or want to know where I got something, I can tell you the purple screws, these are M2.5s, and I ordered them off AliExpress. You can get some off Amazon. You just have to look for them. Spacers came from AliExpress as well, but you can get those on Amazon. And any other special products. I don't think so. I think everything else is golden. And the great thing is, this chassis is like, what, $32, $35. So if you cut up the chassis and you don't like what you did, you're only out $35. So I know a lot of people are money crunched, but when I got chassis over here that are $700, $800. So a $35 chassis is really cheap. And it looks badass. I have to say, this is my favorite style build on the Trx4M platform. Alright, everybody. Thank you for your time. And I will see you next time on the Pissed Rhino Show. Thanks, everybody. Have a great one.